Okay, this video is based on an article I found from the Huffington Post from 2011, the title of which is Why Men Don't Listen to Women. And this has been penned by one Dr. Robert Leahy, who apparently is a psychiatrist. And he starts off, in a recent posting, I identified a list of the wrong things to say to someone who is upset. I've read this article a number of times, and if he believes in not upsetting people, I'm wondering why he wrote this stuff. And when you listen to what he's written, believe me, you'll understand why it's upset me. He continues, interestingly, this led to a lot of comments on the Huffington Post, which got me thinking. The first thought I had was, how can I get more articles? Why do men find it so hard to validate women? Before I get into this, he says in the second paragraph, I'm going to go to the third paragraph where he says, now I don't want to claim that men are always the problem, yet hence the title, Why Men Don't Listen to Women, or that they are even more likely to be the problem than women are. So he admits that he doesn't know whether men are a bigger problem than women when it comes to this, but the title, Why Men Don't Listen to Women, and I'm supposed to accept this and not become upset. And he says that he identifies a list of the wrong things to say at the beginning to someone who's upset. I am upset, and I've barely got into the fucking thing. No group is innocent. This is still the third paragraph. Why am I doing this? No group is perfect, but I can see that a lot of times men have a great deal of difficulty, that's right, men, validating and emotionally supporting the women in their lives. If I had a woman like you in my life, Miss Doctor, and you were a woman, I wouldn't tolerate you for a fucking minute. But I have to do this, unfortunately. Anyway, before I get into his reasons, let's do the second paragraph. Before I get into this, he says, I'd like you to think about research by psychologist John Gottman. Well, I'd rather not, but nevertheless. He says, Gottman has been able to predict with 91% accuracy which couples will end up getting divorced. He calls these the four horsemen of apocalypse. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me whatsoever. I'll repeat it. Gottman has been able to predict with 91% accuracy which couples will end up getting divorced. Okay. He calls these the four horsemen of apocalypse. It's the four horsemen of the apocalypse. And the article now continues, along with other problematic styles of communication. Doctor, unless you've had this misedited by one of the editors at Huffington, then I think you have a bit of a problematic style of communication. Anyway, the four horsemen of, he says, he's quoting this John Gottman, horsemen, not horsewomen, not horse people. Yeah, forget about gender-neutral language now. No. It's four horsemen. Criticism, of course women don't criticise, in brackets, you are always whining. Contempt, you are a basket case. Defensiveness, I'm not the problem, you are. And stonewalling, withdrawing, or becoming silent. Let's just skip down to the reasons that he cites. The 7 reasons men don't listen. Okay, so there aren't 6, there aren't 8, there aren't 12, there aren't 21. I mean, he does say here are some reasons, but apparently there are 7. Women always, I've said before, they always need a fucking number, a set of rules, which they will, they soak it up like sponges. Anyway, 1, it's a power struggle. Some men view intimate relationships as a win-lose game. If the woman is venting her feelings, venting, that means that's to vent your rage. That's an explosion of feelings. That's an explosion of pent-up emotions. If I'm incorrect, look it up in an online dictionary. So, to me, she's fuming and being furious. Anyway, he says, if the woman is venting her feelings, then she is whining and the man is losing. She is winning and the man is losing. No, doctor, she is bitching aggressively, okay? As a result, these men may try to dominate and control the woman, telling her that she is illogical, out of control, or just a pain to deal with. Well, if someone's screeching and screaming and ranting, if they're venting their rage on you, then yes, they can be out of control. One man says, you want us to be doormats. Well, that's certainly what a lot of women expect in men these days. 2. Sarcasm. Many men describe their interactions in terms of sarcastic comments. put-downs, contempt, criticism and condescension. Of course, as we know, women don't do that all the fucking time. For example, some men respond with, "It must be that time of the month." Well, either PMT does exist or it doesn't. And there are still a lot of doctors who are reluctant to say that it does, because the symptoms fit in with so many other mental disorders. PMT, some people say it's premenstrual tension. I call it prehistoric monkey tantrums. The women who get upset if they hear me say that, you're suffering from one right now, so it must be your time of the month. Either it does exist or it doesn't. So I'm concerned I'm going to run over time here already, but I'm sick and tired of this premenstrual tension crap. What other animal on the planet becomes so irrational once a month, a female mammal, that it can't control its own emotions? Fucking bullshit. Self-defeating comments. They think that sarcasm will get the woman to either shut up or help her see that she is being ridiculous. Well, she is venting, doctor. She gets the message. Oh, fuck it, let's go on to the next one. Macho thinking. If you want to read the whole thing yourself and talk to yourself, I'll leave a link in the comments section, which I'll pin to the top of the comments. Macho thinking. A number of men comment that to validate or to use emotional language to support the woman is unmanly. You are trying to make us into wusses, a number of men say. They believe that the role of the man is to be strong, above it, domineering. Validating and allowing emotional ventilation is for feminized men. Oh, allowing it. Is the man allowed to vent his rage, I wonder? Men who have lost their dignity as real men. The women may think that some of the macho confidence is appealing until it leads them to feel that the only emotion they can get from him is his anger. She's the fucking one being angry. You just spoke about venting. This is one of the most poorly written articles I've ever read, and I am not going to finish this. I swear to God. Next one. I can't even remember whether it's 2 or 3 or whatever the fuck. Emotional dysregulation. That's what I'm... Yes. Oh, he's fucking right. I have this, but it wasn't a woman venting her fucking shit on me. It's reading his fucking article, and now I've become dysregulated. Some men find it so upsetting, so emotionally arousing to listen to their partners that they feel they have to ventilate their anger or withdraw. Yeah, hence this fucking video. In fact, he blubbers on, this is supported by the research that shows that their pulse rate escalates during conflict, and they find this unbearable. Yeah, as a result of their own escalating emotion. So he's confessing here that the woman's emotion is already escalated, it seems to me, which they can't tolerate, quite fucking rightly. They either try to get her to shut up or they leave the room. What would you prefer them to do, doctor? Fucking stay there and have a fucking heart attack? At least you could treat them then as a doctor. Or would you? Would you be more likely to comfort the fucking woman? Anyway, finishes off with this paragraph. She feels controlled, marginalised and abandoned. Oh, fuck. If I don't get decent bloody thumbs up for this, I'm going to feel abandoned. Next one. Not wanting to reinforce whining. This is another reason that men give for not supporting or encouraging expression. They believe that validating and making time and space for their partner's expression will reinforce complaining, which in turn will go on indefinitely. That's absolutely correct. Remember, she's venting her rage at him. She's venting. He's supposed to what? Support this? Fuck that. Next one. Demand for rationality. You're fucking right. Both men and women should be rational. Well, I'm finding it difficult to rationally critique this bloody thing now. Some men believe that their partner should always be rational. Yes. And that irrationality cannot be tolerated. You're fucking right. If she's being irrational, then fuck it. The response to their partner's apparent irrationality is to point out every error in her thinking. Yes, that's what you do in a debate. Dismiss her. If she's full of shit, you do. Become sarcastic or withdraw. He tried withdrawing. He wanted to withdraw. You didn't want him to withdraw. His pulse was going up, and now he's had a fucking heart attack and he's dead on the floor. This demand, he says, for rationality or the facts might sound mature. Yes, facts are mature. But I've yet to hear someone say that they have a great sex life because they have the facts on their side. Oh, fuck. Communication is often more about soothing, grooming, connecting, less about simply giving you the information and being logical. Okay, I'm not... His last one is problems have to be solved. Well, doctor, cure your fucking self. Because I'm not going to soothe and groom and connect with and fucking... Alright, I can't do this anymore. Fuck it. You want to read this stuff and talk to yourself, that's fine. But remember, if you ever wonder, women read stuff like this every day. I don't understand this guy. I really don't. Oh dear God. Maybe I should have been born a woman or something. At least I'd be listened to. Thank you very much if you tolerated it this far. God help me.